What's up, y'all? Back here with another Ask Carrot. It's been a little bit, Adrian, since you and I have been on in this format. I think it's been, probably 3 weeks, 4 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. So yeah, it's always good to get back to giving content, giving people, I don't know, if I want to sound corny, say we're here to give you the meat and potatoes.
The meat and potatoes. Dude, and you're going to be out here in about a month, which I'm excited about. We've got our Carrot Team retreat.
I'm really excited about it. I mean, being up there for Carrot Camp, I think I missed the last retreat, unfortunately, but being there for Carrot Camp, which, man, that's going to come up fast. So if you guys have not signed up for Carrot Camp, you're thinking about it, make sure you do it. And from what I understand, and those who kind of verbally committed so far, man, this is going to be it's going to be a powerhouse one.
It's going to be an awesome Carrot Camp, man. I'm paying attention. I'm setting up my IG. So I just sent you an IG request thingy. So we're going to go live here on IG as well. What's up, Ian? What's up, Charles? What's up, Mom? Uncle Larry? Adrian's going to be popping on here too. Our real stream is on Facebook. We got the full thing, Adrian and I on one screen. We're going to be sharing my screen. We're going to be talking about search engine optimization today. Now, I know we've done a million trainings on SEO over the years, guys, but one thing that comes up a lot, I'm just going to kind of seed this really quick, and then Adrian and I are going to wrap for a little bit on some other topics. What's up, Tyler? What's up, Jose on Facebook? So what we're going to do is we're going to break down kind of the 80-20 of SEO, of demystifying some of the stuff on how do you get it to rank well, how do you get a page to rank well in Google, and why does it matter? And I'm going to show you even a little mini case study. I still today mess around with SEO stuff so I can learn more all the time. And a few days ago, I went through and I looked at a page for one of our clients, one of our high-level clients. I rewrote some of the content on their page, and then a few days later, in that particular niche of a niche, it raised about 4 or 5 spots. And I know exactly why it raised. I'm going to show you guys how it raised as well. But before we do that, I didn't want to interrupt Adrian. Adrian was talking about Carrot Camp coming up, and yeah, dude, we've got some amazing commitments for September already. So Brian Rockwell and his business partner are locked in. They bought their ticket. They're coming back out. And then, like you mentioned, there's a handful of others that have said that they want to come back out in September, and we're just now kind of getting them on the phone. But Daniel DiGiacomo, if you're watching this, man, you better lock it down, man. I want you back out here for sure. And Max,
hey,
Tony.
Trevor, I sent through a request for Instagram.
Oh,
make sure.
Bam, there we go. I got you.
Sweet. So one thing I will say is I'm really excited with Brian in particular that he's coming out because I think Brian has kind of really worked through.
You're good.
He has worked through what needs to be done when you're in a crowded, very hyper competitive market, and actually he's expanding. I've been watching him, and he's brought on some new team members, and it's just really cool because last time he was up here, it was just a one-man show. Yeah. He was kind of in the weeds on some stuff. Some of it, up here, but some of it's just the mechanics. And he walked away with some pretty cool stuff, and it's really cool to see what he's been able to do since then. And so I think there's a lot of people that are in Brian's shoe in terms of, competition, big market, and how do you pivot? Yep. And so that's going to be cool to kind of hear him talk about it. So, it's going to be a really, really cool one. So I would encourage everyone who needs to be at this Carrot Camp, doesn't want to be, but needs to be at this Carrot Camp to be there. So.
Dude, and we're not going to stay in the Carrot Camp topic too long, but I want to kind of add in this one last thing that I think this is our 5th or 6th Carrot Camp, and the coolest thing about it, man, is we keep on getting these high-level investors returning. They keep on returning, and honestly, that was never my aim. I never thought that people were going to want to return to Carrot Camp, but the cool thing is when you create a really quality product, create a great experience, which we're trying to make even better every time, we're taking feedback from past Carrot Campers, that they return because they're seeing transformations in their business. And that was one thing that we talked about a lot during the last Carrot Camp is how do you build your teams? And I actually just texted with Brad Chandler here a couple days ago. I need to finalize it, but he's going to be coming on. Someone's trying to call me. He's going to be coming on and just talking about how he structured his team. And we're going to be reaching out to some of our other high-level clients to talk about team building and how they structure their teams. So that came out of Carrot Camp. But guys, go to carrotcamp.com. We literally are just opening that up this week for ticket sales. It's 15 people max. We already have, before we'd even really open it up, 2, Rockwell and his business partner got their tickets locked in. We have another handful that are saying that they're in. We just need to get them in, and we haven't even emailed the list yet. There's been no ads yet, been no nothing other than just us saying, hey, Carrot Camp's coming up. So if you guys wanting to make it to the next Carrot Camp, go to carrotcamp.com, get your spot locked in, y'all, because they're going to sell out fast. They've sold out weeks, sometimes over a month in advance, every single time, except for the first one. The first one, we only gave people like 6 weeks notice, and so we didn't sell the 15, but I think we got 9 or 10. All these other ones, it's been 15. It's been great.
And I'll say one more thing, and then we'll be done with Carrot Camp. But yeah, if you guys are thinking about, please get it signed up. I'm personally not going to be able to hook you up. I tried that one time before to where we tried to get that one extra person, but we couldn't do it because we locked it down at 15. So if you guys are thinking about it, make sure that you are getting signed up. I can't help you there. So just want to throw that out because it's happened.
Cool. And one thing I'm going to do right now is this, and Jen might kill me because no one else has these bottles. Brady, do you even have one of these water bottles?
I do.
Oh, you do? Adrian doesn't have one yet. You'll get one at retreat here in about a month. But
I don't even have the cool sweaters that you gave out at the last Carrot Camp.
Dude, I'm the only one that has one of these right now. Other than those 2 returning Carrot Campers, I'm the only one who's got one. So you gotta wait till you come out to Oregon here in July for our mid-year Carrot Team retreat, man. Then we'll get you set up. But what I'm gonna do on this episode of Ask Carrot Live is I'm gonna be giving away one of these famous Carrot water bottles. So what we did before with the orange water bottles is we took a sticker and we stuck a sticker on it, and it worked. And people were asking, how do I buy one of those water bottles? So what we said was, we're gonna actually just get a bunch of these made. We're gonna have them legit, like, I don't know what you call this, laser etched, or it's something. It's not a sticker. But you're gonna be able to get one of these live on this. I don't know how we're gonna give one of these away, Adrian, but we'll figure out a way on this. And it's gonna be the people who are engaging, people who are asking questions, people who are doing something. Got to be listening on this, so keep you on your toes. But we're going to be giving away one of these water bottles. We'll mail it to you. So let's dive into SEO now, okay? And like I said, y'all, the main topic that we're going to talk about today on this one, even though it looks like on the Facebook side, the live feed, did you see that? Oh, is it? Okay, well, Facebook broke, guys. So if you're on YouTube or Instagram, congratulations, Facebook's video feed broke, so our Wi-Fi is fine. We'll figure it out. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to dive into SEO. And on the SEO side of things, like I said, we've done this topic a million times. It's not a new topic. It's one of the ways that we've really kind of pioneered in the real estate investor industry. Now we're tackling it hard in the agent industry. And I truly feel, and I want to toss this out to people because I truly feel the more and more I dive into inbound marketing, the more I dive into where are people flowing naturally and how do you get in front of that flow rather than interruption marketing, which most outbound marketing is. How do you get in that flow and build momentum by being in that flow? It just keeps getting more and more important and more effective. Now things have changed. You and I were talking last night, Adrian, about some things that you're testing and tweaking now with Ben, one of our high-end clients. It's gonna be strategy moving forward, and also just you're doing some things on your own sites, some things you're tweaking and testing. This particular call here is not going to be us going into the detail of everything. We're going to focus on the 80-20. We're going to be answering some of your questions about SEO. And I'm going to show you, we're going to be showing you some of the things that if you only do these things, it'll give you a better chance to rank than most other companies in your market who aren't doing those things. Okay? So first of all, I'm going to toss this question your way, Adrian. And I know this has changed and refined over the years. But from what you're seeing in your eyes, what is it that Google's looking for? What is it that Google's looking for when they're looking to reward a website with a high ranking?
Absolutely. So one of the things that that we try to teach in really all of our coaching calls and even the one-on-ones that we do is, man, we got to think about user experience first, right? That might be kind of hard to comprehend initially, but just kind of let that settle in when we say user experience. One of the bad habits that we've got, that a lot of people get into when they go into SEO, is that everything becomes 100% about optimization. We focus too much on optimizing for Google, but what Google wants is they want you to optimize for people.
Yep.
And that's why we push so much about content, because really content is really what brings initial value to someone that's on your site. And the cool thing too is that Google has gotten better and better on making the user experience a lot better, because that's what they want, because they obviously they drive a lot of revenue when it comes to paid ads, and they don't want to have a search engine that's just not providing that good user experience. So what I mean by that is, like years ago, old school SEO is you had to kind of stuff the same word over and over on your content before Google really was able to understand what the page was about. So in the old days, we had to stuff at least in our space, we would have to stuff, we buy houses, Pittsburgh, like probably like 20 times. And so now that might've got us ranking, but then what happened was real people would hop onto the site and they're like, whoa, what is this? And it was what it was. But now Google has shift and reflects, and it continues to even, they continue to get even better and smarter now. They're not still, I think they're still far away, so if anything, you have to have the mindset that you're here to bring value first through content.
Yep.
As you do that, then you begin to see those really true opportunities on the optimization side. So you almost have to twist or simply switch your way of thinking going into optimization as content first, because through content is where you're going to bring value, which is and really what happens. So the second part of that answer is what that does is that allows people to stay on your website a lot longer. That causes them to scroll down, because Google is beginning to look at a lot more about, how people are engaging. They're what's helping them indicate how good or how bad your site is user engagement.
Yep.
Okay. So I mean, there's some stuff that we teach and kind of how to kind of improve that. But I think really where you start, what your responsibility as guys is, you got to bring that value. And that's why we're so big on content, So so user experience.
I love it, man. And I'm pulling up some search stuff. I'll share the screen here in a minute, but I want to piggyback on what Adrian said is if you're really wanting the 80-20 of getting ranked high in Google, first of all, we have to understand the why, right? And why is it important? Why is it something you even want to spend the time, money, effort to do? And the first part of the why is you have to understand where your best prospects are. Now, I don't care if you're watching this locally here in Roseburg and you own a plumbing company or whatever, this is going to apply to you. I don't care if whatever you're doing, this applies to you. Is your best prospects are the ones who are actively seeking out a solution to their problem. It's not the ones who are sitting, at their in front of a movie, scrolling through Facebook and distracted. Now, you're going to get leads from that. Like, I don't want to tell people don't use Facebook. I don't want to tell people don't use direct mail or cold calling or text messages. Those all work. Like, I'm not saying they don't work. I'm saying don't do it at the exception of the one source that continues to build momentum and where your best prospects are. I think everybody should be doing the inbound side of things, which is where people go online to find a solution to their problem, which is organic search. People go into Google, people go into Bing. Yes, people do still use Bing. Brendan on our team, who Adrian and I work tightly with on the concierge side of things, he drives Bing traffic too. And the Bing numbers are always pretty decent. You're going to get a little bit lower volume, but your cost per lead's good. And really the Bing side of it tends to be the older demographic, which tends to be a really, really great prospect for someone looking to buy their home or downsize a home or whatever it is. So that's the first thing, y'all, is we really have to be focusing on that. The next thing here is, like Adrian said, providing value. I think that's where a lot of people kind of get stuck, is they start to just churn out this stuff that isn't actually valuable to the prospect. It isn't actually answering questions. It isn't actually solving problems. It isn't actually bringing any uniqueness to the mix. And so if you pull back and really think about, okay, what are these prospects, what are their pains right now? What are their questions right now? If you can start to add more value and answer those questions, they're going to be clicking around your site more. Like Adrian said, get them to engage in your website more because it's valuable. Google's going to reward you for having content that actually solves their problems and gets them to engage and stay on your website. Now, we have features and tools that we'll show here in a bit that help you automate some of that. If you just have no time to do any content, that's like worst case scenario, our Content Pro system, and it still works. And I'll show some things right now where clients of ours are controlling Google right now for long tail phrases that their prospects are searching in just with clicking some buttons on our system, because we did the work writing the articles and our system automated publishing them. Now, it doesn't mean that's going to work every time. That's a worst case scenario. If you're not going to do anything at all to stand out and be unique, at least push some buttons and use our Content Pro system to automate content. That has a really good chance of getting ranked because we wrote it correctly. but it doesn't have your uniqueness in it. The next thing is, go for it, man.
Sorry. So I want to say this before I forget. So one of the things that I think I'm going to encourage each and every one of you too is stop looking at SEO on the time side, right? I know it's so many people get discouraged when they hear us say. Some people get discouraged when they hear us say, "Hey, SEO is a 6-month, 12-month, maybe even an 18-month project." But the way I look at it is that I always challenge people to do this, especially our members. If you know you're going to be in this business a year from now, like Trevor said, you should be doing inbound marketing. You should at least provide, start building up that content. You would never believe how many people I've gone on coaching calls with tell me that they're so regretting not taking our advice we gave them one year ago. And just think if they would just kind of slowly picked away at it over that last year where they would be. And they're still at the beginning stage. So.
And that's the thing, when you get in that top spot or two, oftentimes we kind of get lazy. I've done it where we get lazy and you stop doing the work that got you there. And then someone else gets hungrier and they do the work that outpaces you. We're going to talk about what that work is on this call, but I just want to lock that into you that's another limiting belief and objection a lot of people have around SEO. That's just not true. It's a false limiting belief that's holding you back from getting better results. It doesn't matter if there's 8 million people in your market that all have Carrot or whatever it is, or if this one person has been ranked number 1 or number 2 in their market for 4 years. It doesn't matter. We can go into any market and have a really good chance, we're not guaranteed, but have a good chance of getting a really high ranking and beating the people who've been there for years. We can't always guarantee number 1 ranking. Even when we're running SEO, we can't guarantee that. Sometimes we're like, damn, why can we not get above 4 in this market? And sometimes it's a URL issue. Sometimes they've got some crust built up from way before they moved over to Carrot. They built a bunch of bad links, and the bad links are putting them into a negative credibility neighborhood for Google, and it's going to take us a couple of years to get through that. Sometimes that's the issue. But remove that limiting belief from your mindset, man. Adrian, I know you talk to Carrot customers every day. Do you hear that mindset pop up quite a bit about competition?
Sure. And it's one of the things that I tackle the most, because here's the thing, guys. Back to that racing analogy. Just realize if you're starting today, you are going to have drivers ahead of you. Your job is simply just to be the best driver you know to be. Stick to the basics. That's one thing I love about Brian, is that he stuck to the basics. He went to our 3 leap per day training and he just did what he was told. That was it. And that's one thing I love about our 3 leap per day training, because it's condensed to only those meat and potatoes of what's important in our space, right? I mean, you can go. I was talking to a member a couple of days ago, and he said, "Man, I'm so overwhelmed," because what he did is he went to YouTube and did SEO. And yes, there's a lot of different dynamics that play a role in SEO, but some of it may never apply to our space, right? But if you go down that rabbit hole and you allow yourself to kind of get overwhelmed, you'll never get started. So that's what Trevor's saying. It's a limiting belief. So you just got to just put your head down and just put your foot to the floor. And just be the best driver. Like, I can go in any market. It's a matter of time. This is just my belief. This is not me being cocky or anything. I can go into any market and I know I can overtake that number 1, number 2 position. It's just a matter of time. I'm not worried about how many Carrot sites, because here's the thing. I love what Bo says, Hollis, in the marketplace interview that we did with him. He bet on yourself, right? Bet on yourself. Brian did not hire anybody. He had a lot of time on his hand. So the belief that you got to hire someone. Now, does hiring make it easy? Yes. If you have that flexibility and you have a budget for it, awesome. That's what having a budget gives you. It gives you a little bit of freedom and flexibility. But if you don't have that time, you don't have that skill set, it's just one of those things. You just got to just put your head down and just make it happen. I mean, this is a business. I mean, nothing's going to be handed to you. And I love someone challenged a lot of our campers, like, we got to stop with the entitlement mentality. You just can't expect someone or even a website to do everything for you. Like, it can help you if you work it, just like a car. I mean, a car that has an 8-cylinder engine is no good if there's no driver and no one putting the foot to the metal. But once you are foot to the pedal,
I gotcha.
But if someone does that, they're going to go a long ways because they're using something that is equipped to do that. So anyways, we're beginning to preach a little bit.
I love it, man. So what I'm going to do, let's do this. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to do some 80-20 stuff, okay? And we want to answer questions. So I know the Facebook side of things, Facebook took a dump on us, but we've got Instagram, we've got YouTube on us. And so send your questions through in the comment section, through IG,
Yeah,
through Instagram.
And those of you on IG too, yes, send through any questions
and we will get them for sure. So I'm going to show you guys a couple things, okay? And I'm going to show you we're going to show you good, better, best, because on listening to us right now, there's going to be people from all different skill sets, technical abilities, budgets, time budgets, all that kind of stuff. And so I'm going to show you the ideal way to do it, and then we're going to scale it down to go, well, here's the next ideal way, and then here's the, at least do this if you're going to do nothing else kind of thing. And your results will be based on where you go in that scale, okay? The ideal way to get really good rankings in Google, like Adrian said, is to sit down and write really good content that's unique, that has good pictures, that engages people, that builds in your credibility, that does that kind of stuff. Okay, that's the ideal way to do it. The bare minimum way to do it is you can launch the Carrot site and not edit anything, right? We already have by default content on the websites that's optimized for Google. The problem is it's not unique to you. So at least that's better than nothing. That's gonna be way better than creating a custom WordPress site, because you know it's gonna convert. You know it's gonna be set up in a correct way that is gonna guide people through, build trust. The setup is correct as far as conversion and trust building goes. But then what you need to do to ramp it up is go in and customize your content, okay? Now let's talk about going after the longer tail keyword phrases like these ones, like selling an inherited house. It's way easier, guys and gals. It's way easier if you start to go after, what we suggest for people to do is pick your top 3 keywords that are kind of the 3 keywords that are probably going to give you your ideal traffic. They're going to be a little bit harder, more competitive potentially in your market. Those top 3 keywords might be a keyword like, sell my house fast, Louisville, right? So let's do that. Sell my house fast, Louisville, Kentucky. Maybe if you're in Louisville, that might be one of your top keywords, because that's what a lot of sellers are typing in, or cash home buyers, Louisville, Kentucky, or something like that. You have people up here paying for it. Then you have down here, you have the organic, okay? So right here, let's go ahead and click this. If you're the number 1 ranking position there, you're probably going to be getting 35 to 40% of the traffic. This is a Carrot site. They don't have a lot of customization done. They do have some content on here. This is John Jones. He came to Carrot Camp. He was at the last Carrot Camp. So he's put in the work, or someone on his team has, okay? So he's probably getting 30 to 40% of the clicks for that keyword. And then right here, this person here, and John Jones wasn't the first Carrot member in that market. They just put in the work. This is another Carrot member. Once again, they haven't really put in a lot of work. They're using as far as customization goes. So if you're looking at in this market, you're going, man, I want it to look different. Go into your Carrot account and just pick a different design. Add in different pictures, things like that, okay? If we were to go to this other website in this market, Simply Sold, this one here, it is right here, which is ranked number 4, and he's climbing a lot. Bo Hollis has been putting in the work. He's been text messaging me. He's been putting out content. He's like, man, is this content good? He's been doing video posts using our video post feature, and it's been starting to rise, and he's getting more and more leads. But if you look at this one now, what we suggested to him, we said, hey man, click a link and look at all those top 5 websites in that market for the keywords you're looking to rank for. See what Carrot design they're using, because odds are there's a lot of Carrot members up there, because this thing works. It works better than anything else. See what design they're using, and then go into your system and pick a different design. Okay, just pick a different design, and I'll show you guys where to do that. Okay, because like Adrian said, even though the design part isn't the most important part, if you can keep people on your web page longer by looking a little bit different, then that's a good thing. Okay, that's a good thing, and I'll show you guys where. Let's even do it with let's do it with John's, man. I'm not going to change his design, but I want to show you guys what you can do, okay? And he hasn't had that ranking for a long time, but he's got dozens of leads in there. So you log in there, you go to design, you pop over here right now, and if you wanted to change his design, he's on the default design. Most of our clients never change from the default design, right. And I think a lot of people don't realize it, but let's say right here he wanted to go to Advanced Marketer Plan and go to Hemlock. Just click the Hemlock deal, and look at that. He'd have to move some of these elements around and whatever, but it gives him an immediate, fresh take on the website. It's like immediately just looks different than the other ones in that market, which is pretty cool. Okay, so that's the thing we suggest to do first, guys, is pick your top 3 keywords. And you can go to our SEO Bible. Just go ahead and go to carrot.com, SEO, I don't know, I think it's resources maybe. Go to carrot.com, go to resources, right here, up here at the top, resources. And then you'll see our SEO Bible for agents and our one for investors. Just go ahead and click it, take a look at this, and check out some of those popular keywords, okay? And just grab some of the popular ones. You're gonna see like sell my house fast, you're gonna see the we buy houses, you're gonna see cash home buyers, things like that. It is on page, and this guide right here, guys, walks through a lot of SEO, okay? So right here, motivated house sellers. We buy houses gets a lot of volume still, sell my house fast. Stop foreclosure when it's a foreclosure type of market, home buyers, cash for houses, things like that. Okay, look at those keywords, start with some of those and go, cool. I'm gonna log into the back end of my Carrot site and I'm gonna track those 3 keywords. Okay, so you've gotta be on the Content Pro plan or Advanced Marketer plan to unlock this feature, but go in here and go, awesome. John isn't even using it yet, so we're gonna put in his first keyword here. It's gonna give you some suggestions based on your market. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go We Buy Houses Louisville, plunk that puppy in there. It's gonna start tracking the ranking of that keyword for him. And then we're also gonna add in Sell My House Fast Louisville KY. Sell My House Fast Louisville KY. I think that was the one he was ranking for well. I'm gonna add that one in there for him, okay? If you wanna do the Advanced Marketer plan, that's when you start to add in your location pages and things like that. You're gonna need to track more keywords. So then you're gonna upgrade Advanced Marketer. It's gonna unlock up to 20 keywords per site that you can track. Okay, so that's the first thing, y'all. Pick those darn keywords, go into your SEO tool, add them in here so we can start to track the rankings for you. If we were to look at Bose, and I'm gonna toss over to you here in a second, Adrian. I'm just giving them some good actionable steps here. If you're to look at Bose, he's just now starting to get some rankings popping up there. So he's just now starting to get some leads and some beginnings of leads in there. A lot of this traffic here wasn't actual qualified traffic, so that's not even real traffic there. I think he's using the rankings tool. Let's go see. If he's not, he needs to be. So he's on the Advanced Marketer plan. So you can see this. Look, he's got a lot of his keywords in here. You can see this one bumped up 19 spots. We Buy Houses Louisville, y'all. That right there is something I call the ranking sprout. Look at this. This is perfect, Adrian. Talk about patience. This is perfect. So I'm gonna bring something up and I'm gonna toss it over to you. So he really started his SEO in November of last year. This is after the last Carrot Camp he came to in September. Okay, he went, okay, I'm gonna actually start this thing now finally. He's primarily doing offline marketing, 100 deals a year. He's continued to do offline marketing. He's like, I'm gonna add in the online side of things. He had his website personalized and customized by our concierge team, our service. He started to do video posts. And around December, January, February, March, he was even hitting me up saying, hey, I'm doing this stuff. I'm not sure if it's really working yet. I'm not really sure what's going on here. And I said, man, you're doing the right steps. You're following the training. You're using our features, our video posts. You just need to keep doing it. You just need to keep doing it. And there's something that I call SEO Purgatory. And then right after that is the SEO, or is the ranking sprout. Okay, SEO Purgatory and the ranking sprout. SEO Purgatory in a competitive market is usually about, in a competitive market for competitive phrases, is usually about 4 to 6 months in. You're doing the work, you're hitting up our coaching calls, you're using the features, and you're going, man, it just doesn't feel like I'm getting traction with this. I'm not really getting leads from it yet. And you can see this, look at this, guys. November is when he added this keyword in. December, January, February, March, April, May, okay? So all the way into May, look at this. All the way into May, he was position 40. So that's not gonna get you any traffic. You're on page 4. You're not getting any traffic in position 40. That's 6 months. Look what happened here, right around the 7-month mark. Bam, pops up to position 15, okay? So now he's really on and then it's gonna go down. With SEO, you're gonna see up and down a lot. When Google's trying to lock in your spot, it's gonna be bouncing up and down, then it's gonna lock in at a higher spot, then it's gonna be bouncing up and down, then it's gonna lock in at a higher spot as long as you're doing the work.
No, I love that. That's a testament of content first. Yep. I remember that's something that we really help Bo with, as far as just really putting him out there. And also, here's another thing too. It's a testament of unique content. Mm-hmm. Bo had, obviously he had us do it, but still the proof is that you change your content, Google's going to reward you for that. Mm-hmm. Okay. So if you guys are a current Carrot customer, take the time to go in and make your content more unique. Now, we're not saying that you got to strip it down and start from scratch. Just go in there. One of the best way to change content is add on to it. And what do you add on? I would say add on who you are. Yep. Add on your unique selling proposition, right? Why are you the one why should someone trust you more, right? So those are little things. So it's not that we're telling you go strip down all this website and you got to start all over. To me, we're giving you something that's so easy to work with. I don't know about you. Like if you gave me a blank piece of paper right now, like I'd probably be here all day, not knowing where to start. But give me something to work with, man. Like that's easy.
Yep,
that's easy. So that's really the intent, is really to have you guys something to work with. Because here's the reality, guys. I mean, in our industry, there's only so many ways we can say we buy houses, right? So you're never probably gonna get 100% unique. But it does help to where you shuffle. Well, I hate to use the word shuffle, but just where you're changing up the content, but still keeping the integrity of having good content. Don't just throw in a keyword for the sake of a keyword. It has to make sense. Make sure your spelling is good, because Google does look at that. One of their number one enemies years ago, if you guys are old school like me, was content spinners. You know, you would get a content piece and put into the software, and it come up with 1,000 different content articles, and the majority of them just didn't read right, but people would still use it and still rank well. And the way that Google is combating that is just by they're looking at spelling, they're looking at grammar, they're looking at that type of stuff. So so be careful. And get away from the we buy houses Pittsburgh. Make sure you're putting as simply as we buy houses in Pittsburgh. It still reads the same now. So those are some of the habits that, if you've been around for a while, that you kind of have to break. And the cool thing is you can also start ranking multiple keywords for the same page. So SEO technically is becoming easier.
Yep.
But again, the foundation of SEO now is not keywords per se, it's content. Yep. Content that provides value.
It's content and intent. Brady, if you can show my screen again, and I'm going to let you guys know what we're talking about here. Okay, so like I said, you go and you have to figure out what the intent is that you're trying to rank for. As an example, can
I use that? Can I tell you something I did yesterday, Trevor, on the
dude, for sure, call? Yeah.
So this is how smart Google's getting, guys. So if you were on the weekly coaching call that we do every Tuesday with Carrot, someone asked that question. So what I did is I went to Google and showed them Verizon prepaid phones. All right. So what's the intent? Google is now smarter that what they did was they showed results on where I can buy that. Okay. But then I did another search. So that's the bottom of the funnel. Top of the funnel, I did another search as that same example. I put best prepaid cell phones. And then what did Google give me? It gave me a bunch of blog articles
reviews,
that was showing me blog articles that was showing the difference between this, and this. That shows you guys Google understands intent. So that's why it goes back to what me and Trevor really pound on all the time is understand your customer. Because if you understand, and we did an article, I think there's an article that talks about the different 5 stages, awareness and all that, is that if you can understand where people are at, that's where you should be centering that content piece. So back to that example, when I said Verizon prepaid, Google automatically knew that I found my solution.
Yep.
I know what I wanted to buy. Now they're just telling me where to go. On the other search, it identified me as I'm at the beginning stage. You know, where I don't know where I'm going to buy. I don't know what or what service, whatever. But it was really cool to see that. So guys, mess around with Google. Maybe do a search for something that you're want to learn about, and then do something that you're ready to do. And you'll see how Google brings up different results. And that's the beauty of SEO, is that as long as you know your customer, guys, you will know what you should be ranking for.
Yep. I love it, man. Dude, that's a really good example of the Verizon one. I love it. So a couple things here. So like I said, you always have to know initially what it is that you're likely wanting to rank for. Start with, you could start with our SEO Keyword Bible, because we've already done a lot of the research. Or you could go cool, like if I was a seller or if I was a buyer or whatever in my market, what would I type in, right? So sell my house Okay, cool. Like it's showing me some stuff. And then I type that in, and then I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. And oftentimes, not every time, but oftentimes, Google's going to show me some suggested searches like this, right? If you're on the IG side of things, go to our YouTube channel, and you're going to be able to see our screen. Okay, you're going to see our screen. Did you see that last comment on IG? I don't know what the heck that is.
Oh, I don't know.
So right here, you're going to be able to see some things that Google thinks have a similar intent. Okay, they're related. And so what I'll usually do is if I'm trying to go after this phrase, sell my house fast, Louisville, Kentucky, I scroll down and go, cool. So I'm probably going to need to say those types of things, like maybe not those exact words, but I'm going to need to say those types of things throughout the content. Once again, if you're on IG, go to our YouTube channel, you'll be able to see what I'm showing on my screen. But then down here, it's going, cool. Like these are other things that people are also typing in that they likely have the same intent. If someone types in Louisville cash home buyers, they also probably likely are looking for someone to sell their home quick. They're looking to sell their home. Two Sister who buy Louisville's, that's probably a company, right? That's probably a company named Two Sisters or something like that. Down here, we buy houses Kentucky. Even though we had nothing, the word we wasn't even in here, Google can tell, oh, that's a similar phrase, that the intent is the same. A Louisville house flippers, okay? So what I do is I then look at these and I go, cool, what are the ones that I want to kind of work into my content? So then I might make sure I'm putting the words cash home buyers into that page. Hey, we are Louisville cash home buyers, and we close quickly, I might put in there somewhere, we buy houses in Kentucky, or we buy houses in Kentucky, or whatever it is. So work that stuff into your content. That gives you an advantage over others because now you're showing Google exactly what they want to see. And I'm going to show you in real world how I did that. I did that just this week on Monday, I think it was. And actually got a page to increase its rankings several spots in just a matter of a couple days. So this is one here, a local client, and let's see, it's like, I think it was Melrose, Roseburg homes for sale or something like that. So that's definitely that's not like a crazy broad search phrase, but it's also not a crazy targeted one. It's a whole neighborhood, it's a whole part of town, right? Melrose homes for sale. So I Googled that, I'm like, I want to rank this page for that because it's not ranking #1 yet over Zillow or anything. I scrolled down, I found some of the things that Google says is suggested. Oh, Looking Glass, let's see, historic homes, land for sale, duplex, owner carry. Okay, maybe I should try to work in the word land for sale in there somewhere. Maybe I'll make sure that there's a page for Looking Glass also, which is out there towards Melrose, and I'll create a page for it and link to it on this one. And so what happened was originally this page was pretty thin on content. It had about 100, maybe 150 words max on this page. The title was already pretty good. The title was already a good title that's related to what I'm trying to rank for. That's the first thing. You gotta make sure your titles are actually something that you're trying to rank for. Homes for sale, Melrose area. Doesn't have to be the exact words. Like the word area wasn't in any of those searches, but I wanted to make it more usable for the searcher, like Adrian said, for the human. Because Google's not dumb. It knows that this is the same intent, even though I added the word area in there. Add a good picture, it's engaging, people are going to stay on this page. And then I took their content, they only had a paragraph of content, and I'm like, cool, let me just rewrite it and add like 200 to 300 words in here. And some of those words, like the word, the land right here, look at this, Melrose land for sale. The only reason I chose to include it in the land for sale thing is because I found it in a suggested search at the bottom of that Google search. I'm giving Google exactly what they want. I'm just like, hey, Google says that other people are typing this and it's related. I might as well put that on there because it's related. And that's what they want. Now I went down here. I adjusted some of this a little bit. There wasn't much of that. Just making sure that we're talking about the area, Melrose, and some of the other phrases that show, hey, this is related to selling your house and buying a house in this area. Make sure that you're putting some of those phrases in your headline or your headings here. Okay. These were already here. I didn't change these. They already had these in here. And you can see that Looking Glass one there, Adrian. That suggested search, even though we don't have a page created for it yet, or they don't, we still put the words in there. Like, oh, let's put them in there. At least they're on there. Okay, that's not perfect, but it works. And so this ranking literally jumped up 2 or 3 spots in a matter of days. Now, can that happen every time? No, it's not going to happen every time. But it jumped up 2 or 3 spots in a matter of days just because I went in there and adjusted the content that was in there. And I'm not sure if the ranking tracker is going to show that yet, because we have these updated I think it's every week. It might. Yeah, I mean, you can see it's kind of bouncing back and forth right around that number 4. But I just made some content updates. That was it. So that's kind of the 80-20 that I look at. If I'm looking at ranking a page high, the first thing I look at is what is the tech stack of the website? Does the website actually set up right so it loads fast, so it's set up the way that Google loves, all the things that we do for you. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. There was a post in Bigger Pockets I was reading this morning. The guy was saying, hey, I'm looking at Carrot, I'm looking at this other thing versus just building a custom site my cousin can build for me. He's like, is it worth going with a system like Carrot that's going to cost me, in his mind, $600 a year, which was the low plan, the $50, which doesn't get any of these SEO features at all. So if you're on the $50 a month plan, you're wanting to really ramp up your SEO, you've got to get these SEO features. You have to track stuff. You have to start using our content marketing tools. You have to start using our video posts. All those things are locked into these other plans to help you really scale up your SEO. But he said, is it worth the $600 a year? And if he's going to go away and build his own WordPress site, he's going to have it crammed into a low-end shared hosting account, which is going to load slow. He's going to have a bunch of plugins on it. They're going to bloat it because he's not a web developer. And his cousin's just kind of like he's a web designer, which they make things look pretty, not convert. His website isn't going to convert as well. He's not going to have the tools to help him actually increase his ranking. So that $600 expense that he's looking at can actually make him tens of thousands of dollars. Or the semi-free WordPress site that he's going to build could actually cost him tens of thousands of dollars in lost profits and results and lost time because he's choosing to kind of go the cheap route. But that's important. That's first of all, focus on the tech stack. Next of all, know what you're going after. What are the keywords that you want to start ranking for? Okay, start to Google those. Look at the suggested searches. Copy and paste those on a piece of paper or whatever so you've got them there. Save those puppies inside of your ranking tracker. Okay, save those in there. Next, go in there like Adrian said and start to personalize your content. Rewrite 30-40% of your content. The ideal is 100% of your content, but we go in there and sometimes write 30, 40, 50% of the content. It works great. Rewrite that following our training in the 3 lead per day training. We have all that in there. Okay, then next, you're going to then start to follow the 3 lead per day training. Get your citations built. What are citations? It's just simply getting your website listed on business listing websites. It helps get some links to your website. Implement the modules on backlink building. Get 3 to 5, 6 backlinks the first month. It's not a lot of work. And then start doing 3, 4, 5, 6 backlinks a month. From there, and you're going to see the momentum pick up. Good backlinks through our training. Okay, but then last, this is where you want to start really doing your content, is then you use our content marketing tools to automate some content. So pop in here and go, you know what, I'm not going to sit down and write articles, but I am going to use the tools that Carrot has. So let's say you want to start buying mobile homes, which mobile homes are big right now. You just go in here, pick the website, the Carrot website you're wanting to do it on once per week. I always like posting them on Tuesdays or Wednesdays because our data shows that that's when sellers tend to visit your websites the most, is on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So I would do, let's launch these on Tuesdays. I'm just going to go ahead and click add the pack to my website. And it's going to add these 5 articles that are already researched by us, written. We localize them with short codes for your area. And then like Tyler Ford teaches, you can if you want to, you don't have to, but you can then go in there and customize those articles if you want. And this is what can happen. Like this right here, selling an inherited house in Birmingham, or tons of other phrases like that. The #1 result of someone that's actually looking for information for selling a house that they inherited is a Carrot customer. This customer didn't change the article at all. Now, I'd suggest maybe they spend 5 minutes in there, add an image, tweak a couple things up. They didn't, and it got a ranking. This here, it's another Carrot customer with a different one of our automated articles. Okay, now that one's ranking. Same thing, they didn't change it at all. I guess they added some pictures, so they added a couple pictures in there. You go on down, that's a Carrot customer, that's a Carrot customer. And then it's a bunch of national sites, okay? So that's the first thing, is if you're not gonna do anything at all and you're not gonna do any content yourself, use our content marketing system. That's like, at least do that. That's gonna get fresh content updated on your website. It's well-researched, well-written, we spin it for your area. And you do have a good chance of ranking some of those in Google well. Not a guarantee, but a good chance. And then next, like Bo is doing, if you go over to Simply Sold, like Bo is doing, is start to do some videos. I think he's putting them on his blog, and he even posted up he sent me a text message a couple months ago saying, hey, this is my first win from video. He was cranking on video for a while, and he said, man, this lady reached out. She said she saw my videos online. It built a lot more trust and credibility. She stayed on my website, and he's working with her. So I don't know how many of these are actually video posts. It looks like that's our advanced marketer automated content. That's our advanced marketer automated content. So when you're on the advanced marketer plan, you get extra articles. They all have images. They're a little bit longer, things like that. Let's see. I know he's doing a bunch of videos. I just need to find which ones they are. We'll find them. Yeah, I think all these ones are automated content. But I know he's doing a bunch of videos because I've seen them. I just can't remember where they are. But then I would dive in and actually do some video posts. So record some very simple, short YouTube videos, get them up into YouTube, and then put them over into your Carrot account through the video post feature. And that's going to turn it into something like this, buying farmland Roseburg, where if you do it right, you're going to start to outrank a lot of these other people with no writing at all, writing nothing. You just sit there and record a 3 to 5 minute video on those topics, add value, upload it to YouTube, the 3 to 5 minute video. You need to make sure you're saying the words in there that someone might search. If you're not saying your city in there, or hey, if you're looking to sell your house fast in Louisville, Kentucky, I'm going to walk you through 5 ways that if you've inherited a house here in Louisville and looking to sell, you can do it, blah, blah, blah. So make sure you're working those things in there. Add it to our video post feature, which automatically imports in your YouTube video, and it automatically then creates a written article for you of your words and posts it for you and hits you with an email and says, hey, your article's ready. Then if you wanted to, you can come in and format it, add pictures if you want, but he didn't. And it's ranking #1 in Google for everything around buying farmland in Roseburg. So that's the format that I would do. Make sure you have a great tech stack. Without a great tech stack, it's going to be crazy hard to do SEO. Number 2, what are the keywords you want to go after? Who is it you want to go after? What's the intent? Write some of those down. Do those Google searches. Scroll to the bottom. See if there's suggested searches. Work that into your content. Rewrite 20, 30, 40% of the content that's the default content on Carrot. Number 3, go in there and start launching some of the automated content. Or number 3, add those keywords to your ranking tracking tool so you can track the progress on them. Okay. Number 3 is then schedule up some automated content. If you're on the core plan and you really want to rank well in Google, you need to get upgraded, guys. You're putting yourself at a big disadvantage. There's all these amazing tools up here, and Content Pro and Advanced Marketers are going to unlock better rankings for you. And then number 4 is start to do video posts and do 1 a week, 1 every 2 weeks.
Love it.
That's right. Down there it says, what is that? This is me taking action on IG. 1 deal a year pays for the site. 1 deal a year pays for like 10 years of the site is what it does. Because even if your profit is $10,000 and you're on the Content Pro plan, which is about $1,000 a year, that pays for almost 10 years worth of the website. And that's one thing that a lot of people don't realize, and it goes back to that patience thing. It goes back to when we were showing Bo Hollis's rankings and website, and that thing that I always talk about, guys. I talk about the ranking sprout, like I was saying, and the SEO Purgatory. I'm trying to find where I was before, but the ranking sprout and SEO Purgatory is a real thing. This is where most people give up. I'm going to shut up, and Adrian can bring us home here. This right here, guys. This is where most of you get discouraged. Okay. He started doing this in October after the September Carrot Camp. It looks like he put in his keyword in November. Okay, he actually put it in here to start tracking it in November. He was hustling and executing things for over 6 months before he saw the sprout. Look at that. May 1st, he was still position 25. So that was November, December, January, February, March, April, May. That was 6 to 7 months, guys. He was languishing on page 2 after he was executing the work. If he would have quit doing the work during the SEO Purgatory, he never would have had the ranking sprout the next month, around month 7. Like, I've been talking about this for years, and it's so funny bringing this up because it perfectly matches my theory of SEO Purgatory months 4 through 6, ranking sprout around month 7 or 8, if you're doing the work. Cool. Questions, guys? I've been on a 2-hour webinar today. I'm doing this, and I was interviewing a new employee, so my voice is almost gone.
No, good stuff. Good stuff, Trevor. And I think really, if anything, guys, if there's anything you can get out of this call, is just it's probably going to be more of a mental block on you guys' end. You got to think long term. This is a process. It is going to be a process, but well worth it. And I'm telling you, I have no doubt Bo will probably thank us for pushing him, because he's not a techie. I mean, he's not a techie at all. I mean, he didn't start doing video until I think probably Carrot Camp. We kind of pushed him.
Yep.
And he's been crushing it with offline marketing, right? But he began to see things long term, and because here's the thing, guys, even if you're doing, also don't think you need a website just because you're crushing it with offline. One of the things that we talked about, or Trevor talked about beautifully in Dallas, was the ebb and flow. I mean, we probably won't have time to talk about that here, but the one consistent marketing channel that's going to continue to get better and better and grow, and it's probably also the one marketing channel that gives the most credibility, like trust factor. Like, it's hard to get people to trust you when you're texting them. It's hard to get people to trust you if you're dropping voicemails on their phones or cold calling them. Again, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
But the one marketing channels that's continuing to just be steady and continue to grow, and man, it's just like, what's the beauty of people coming to you? It's just a whole different conversation. Now, of course, continue to do those other marketing channels that you're crushing it with. And maybe your website right now just serves you just as a credibility factor, so, but good stuff. I think we've given everyone at least a starting point, or at least rethink the way they think about what SEO really is, and really how hard it's not.
Yep.
It's just about taking action, and I don't even want to say massive action. Just take action. I mean, you don't have to do it perfectly. Just be consistent.
Carve out a couple hours a week.
Yeah,
literally a couple hours a week, dude. So we've got 2 questions. We'll answer these 2 questions, then we will bounce. First one is from looks like Kevin Smith, maybe from Gmail. It says, do you suggest localizing all my blog posts? Does it make sense to write location agnostic posts, such as a post about how the probate process works in general, or should all my posts make reference to my city and or state? Adrian, I'll toss it your way, man.
All right, so this is kind of an advance. This is what we're going to be rolling out for one of our high paying clients. Is what I would like to do is kind of build out a pillar page. The pillar page will, let's say in this case, will be about probate. And this one, you probably want to make it about 1,000 words, cover as much information cover this topic very broad, okay? And then from there, build subtopics. And these subtopics I would do on your blog posts, okay? So make a pillar page and then build topic pages around it. The topic pages, I would probably tie into geographic, because you do want that ranking.
Yep.
And what will happen is this method will actually will produce probably more traffic for you on top of the funnel, but that's where you want to incorporate things on the back end, like Facebook retargeting, right? Making sure you have a good follow-up system.
Yep.
Those things will matter because, you're reaching people that are probably quite not ready to know who to go with or what to do. But you definitely will have an opportunity to bring value to that. So yeah, that's the way I would do it.
Yep, and I'm with you there. So yeah, anything that you're wanting to rank for your local market, you have to localize it, because Google doesn't know. It's funny, Tim on our team, he did a Google search in his market of San Diego. He just moved there, and he posted it through our Slack group yesterday. And he said, hey, I'm sitting in San Diego. All he did was type up "sell my house fast" or whatever the phrase was. And he said all the results are San Diego based. He said, why is that happening? And because number one, Google recognizes where you are and they're trying to create a better search experience. So if you're in Roseburg and I type up restaurants, most of the results are going to be from Roseburg. It doesn't do me any good to give me a result from New York City, because Google recognizes my likely intent, like Adrian is saying. If I'm sitting in Roseburg and I type up restaurants, the likelihood that I'm looking for a New York City restaurant is very, very low. I'm probably looking for a restaurant in Roseburg. So they'll start to adjust the search rankings and localize them, even if someone doesn't do a local search many, many times, not every time. But a way that you start to get ranked well for that local search is to make sure that Google knows where you are. Where is that page referencing? Where is that page saying that you can help someone who has a probate issue? And so yeah, you do need to localize them. Show my screen really quick, Brady. One of our IG listeners posted through their domain name Overbook Properties. They're here in Omaha, not here. They're there. I'm not in Omaha. I've never been there. They're in Omaha, Nebraska, and it looks like Advanced Marketer member. They're on our Hemlock design, which is a premium design there. I'm just going to give a few suggestions here. Some of them are nothing to do with SEO. Some of them are. The first thing that I would suggest with everyone is when you're inside of, when you launch a Carrot account, go in here and just do the basics of personalizing it, okay? You put in your logo, which is great. I'd probably try to find a bigger logo because that one's kind of getting crunched down some of the words. But then swap out that image. That's one of the biggest things you guys can do with better localizing and better building credibility on some of that stuff. And just go into the back end of your site, go over here, and then you'll just go to featured image, okay? Just swap out that image right there. Slide a new image there that's specific to Omaha, okay? And that way it's just gonna look that much better. Now, if we were to show some of these other ones, like Bose, I'm not sure where Bose is here, but if you go look at his homepage, it's very clear that this is Louisville, okay? So you always wanna make people feel, oh, cool, like that's Louisville, they must be a local company. So swap out that image there. Next thing down here is when I was looking at when you sent it through, if you're interested in SEO, if you're interested in ranking high in Google, you need to go through and personalize or customize this content, okay? If you're just wanting to do pay-per-click, if you're just wanting to do Google pay-per-click, or if you're just wanting to do, Facebook ads or something, you can drive traffic to this right now and it will convert better than most anything else out of the box, okay? A way to make it convert better is adding in more and more credibility on there, testimonials, a good about page, things like that. But if you're wanting it to rank well in Google, you do have to go through and rewrite this content. Okay, not all of it, 30, 40, 50% of it. So I'd suggest going into the back end of your Carrot account, right here, and I'd read this paragraph and go, cool, so what's this paragraph about? It's avoiding foreclosure, divorce. So it's pretty much all the situations I can help a seller, okay? What situations are they going through? So I would bring down this and I would just start writing a new paragraph. Are you going through foreclosure? The heart of whatever. I mean, you can see here, selling a house in divorce. Whatever, start typing this stuff out. Just kind of emulate what we've got. As soon as you wrote out that paragraph that basically says the things we said, and take that link and go, cool, I'm just gonna use that link, and I'm gonna also link that link up here to that page. Awesome. And then you would just delete this paragraph. Okay, just delete the paragraph and replace it with yours, and go down and do the same thing down here. Okay, what are these bullet points about? Cool. Let me rewrite them in my own words, then delete Carrot's words. Cool. What's this paragraph about? Awesome. I'm going to delete Carrot's words after I rewrite my own. So you're essentially using our stuff as a template. You're using our stuff as a template to go through and you go, awesome. I don't have to be an expert in writing. I don't have to be an expert in content marketing. I don't have to be an expert in conversion rate optimization or even SEO, because I can go through and just use Carrot's model, use Carrot's template. And then when you're inside of there, one fear a lot of people have is, well, shoot, I don't want my changes to make my ranking go down. So as you're making those changes, we have our little SEO tool here, okay? So you'll just scroll down here, what phrase are you looking to go after? So I'm just gonna type in Omaha here, okay? Or whatever it is. Make sure that the phrase you're going after is in there, and then just look at page analysis, and it's gonna tell you what you need to do to get better. And as long as this is green, then that's a good indication you're probably pretty good, okay? If it's yellow or red, they're gonna wanna keep on going through these and going, okay, I'm gonna change this red to a yellow, I'm gonna change this red to a green, and then you'll see it turn into green, update, bam, move on, okay? So you're probably talking 20 or 30 minutes per page there, and do that on your primary 3, 4, 5 pages. So maybe this week, next week, carve out a few hours and update some of that content, or we have services that can do it for you. So that's my suggest there. There's a lot of things you should probably do to get your rankings higher, but without going through and first of all customizing that content there, the other stuff isn't gonna help much. And then the last thing is, y'all, it's a 1, 2, 3 punch. Use our websites, which is gonna help you inherently have an advantage because it loads fast. We have all the SEO tools in there. Make sure that you're adding your keywords to your account. Okay, once again, so if you're going after, sell my house fast Omaha, make sure you're going in here and adding those keywords, because like they say, you can't improve what's not measured. Okay, you can't improve what's not measured. So if we're not measuring where we are, then we're gonna have a real tough time improving that, right? So sell my house fast in Omaha. Cool. I'm just gonna add that in there, add keyword. So now it's gonna track it. Add in your other 2 or 3 primary keywords. You can always add in the other ones later, okay? But after you did that basic stuff, hop over to 3 lead per day training. It's just $100. We update it quite often. And then jump down here to these modules, module 4, and just carve out a couple hours a week or have someone else do it. and just start to build out 3, 4, 5 backlinks a month, and you're going to start to see that ranking pop up, get your citations going. Next level here is then go in and add location pages. You know, it's adding in like they have here, even though they're using our old website platform, we need to get them over to the new one. Right here, you know, they've added location pages for Georgetown, Lexington, Louisville. We have trainings on how to do all that, and we have services that can do it for you, for sure.
Let me add this in too, just in case too, guys. If I've seen some people kind of get tempted to do this as well. If you guys are going to focus on SEO, where you want the page to rank, you got to have content. All right, so be careful in stripping away the content that's there. There's a reason why we have the amount of content in there. And one of the things that people always say, well, it's too much information. Well, I don't want to overload. I'll say this: you got to understand the trait of someone that just turned to the internet. Why they turning to the internet? Usually, it's two things: they're either going to buy something, or they are researching. Okay, so I would rather overeducate someone because they got enough information to take that educated guess, than to keep them hanging on what your service is. Because again, what we do is not normal. What we do is not yet quite mainstream yet. So you got to have enough information to where people fully understand, because if they don't fully understand, they're likely not to take that next step. So now, if you are running pay-per-click, then you can create a page maybe with a little bit less content, because at that point, the amount of content don't matter. So you can totally just go to town on how you want to create that. So again, these are things that we are available to answer and guide you through our weekly coaching calls. So that's why we do them, because you know the website is meant to serve you and your strategy, your plan, and because not everyone's using the website the same way. So I always know that that's why we provide the help that we do, just to make sure you guys are utilizing the best that you can based on how you want to work it.
I love it. So we're going to wrap it right now. Brady, show my screen real quick, man. I just want to show this last thing, guys. So once again, if you're wanting to rank well in Google and really march down that, this right here is where you need to go. Okay, just follow what we talked about there, and then just carve out a couple hours a week and go through the training, and then hop on the coaching calls with Adrian every Tuesday. That's kind of your 1, 2, 3 punch. Our amazing website system, our tutorials, and this training, and the coaching calls every week, and that's going to help you through it. But let me show you this. If you guys are asking, like, how does SEO, what can it really do for me? This right here, when we were over there in the Louisville market here, you saw a lot of these suggested searches down here, right? Sisters who buy houses, sisters who buy houses reviews, two sister. They must be doing a lot of marketing because people are searching their brand a lot. Now, honestly, when I saw that, I didn't realize they were a care member. I'm going to reach out to them after this now. And I go into their website. They have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of leads. I went back many pages in here to 5 months ago because I don't want to show any active leads that they've got. But look at all these. Google, so let's see right here. Google search, direct, Google search, Bing search, Google search. Let's go back again. Google search. Okay, direct, Google search. Guys, they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of leads, and the majority of them have came through Google search. Look at this, guys. So if you guys want to really start to ramp that up and really build a brand and control the conversation on the brand, just like they are doing in Louisville, where people are searching for them all the time, you do it exactly the way that we taught and stand out. I'm going to reach out to them, see how we can kind of dial in the visual of their site a little bit more, see if we can't help them stand out. And I mean, it's already converting great, so I don't even know if we need to help them convert it better. But I love it. So, Adrian, thank you, my man. Next week, guys, quick update, even though the Facebook side of it broke. If you're still on the YouTube side, IG side is out as well, and lets you do it for an hour before it turns off. But we are not doing an Ask Carrot next week. I'm actually going to be, it's my birthday, and I'm going to be on vacation with my family, and we're just going to take a week off. So we'll be back the week after that with Ask Carrot with some amazing topics as well. And we appreciate the heck out of you guys. And Adrian, thank you, man, for joining me as always and helping me run this thing. It's fun.
Yep. No, thank you. This is always a blast, and this is what we live for, man. So cool.
I love it. Oh, I didn't give away a water bottle. Well,
yeah, there you go.
Is there anyone on here still, Brady, on the YouTube side of things? Sterling? Sterling's been posting some stuff through there. Dude, Sterling, you've been... That was Sterling's?
I think so.
Well, dude, Sterling, if you're still on, message Yeah, message Brady. How do you want him to message you? Okay, Brady will reach out to you, man. Sterling, we're going to get your address. You've been engaging really, really heavily on this call. We want to reward people who are engaging on these calls. We learn a lot from you when you post stuff and ask questions and post your wins, post your losses. You're going to be the first ever customer, man, to get one of these outside of Carrot Campers.
Is that Sterling Anderson? Is that who it is?
Probably.
Okay, if it is,
yes.
He just got married recently, so congrats.
Dude.
And yeah, make sure that you guys, Sterling, make sure you send a picture and make sure you tag me and Trevor on that. Love what you're doing, man. Keep hustling. You inspire a lot of people. So
yep, I love it, man. And let us know your t-shirt size too. We'll stuff a t-shirt in here, and you'll be the first ever non-Carrot Camper, non-employee that is getting one of these bottles. I love it. So guys, have an amazing rest of the week. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Ask Carrot. Adrian, thank you, man. Have an amazing rest of the evening.